Well, figured I'd fill you guys in on progress for today. Had a couple projects going yesterday, and so yeah, show you what we got done. What we got the most done on is actually this Intrepid. Finally got the motor sitting in there. Turns out I got to pick up 202 sensors, and I got to get a battery on Monday. And other than that, boy oh boy, it's all over but for the kicking and screaming. You know, just put some fluids in it, get the radiator and front fascia on, and we're good to go. Now Charlie's motor, the 302, is, well, it's still being a pain in the ass. Those accessory drives are giving us fits, so I sent Charlie over to one of my other places where I've got some brackets, and all we need now is just the power steering pump bracket. Could have used the serpentine brackets that came with it, but the power steering pump was mucked up, and I don't have a serpentine belt power steering pump. So the question got asked today in a comment. I believe it was KMS Carboy asked about how much horsepower this is going to make. Well, and I can't answer that simply in typical Wayne Wick fashion. I got to tell you, the last motor that I hooked him up with was a 351 out of an 88, and was set up in such a way where it was probably pushing 275. Hooked him up with that motor because I knew it was going to be just plenty for him. He'd have all kinds of fun with it, but I didn't think that he'd go out and do something stupid like he did and blow it up. So this motor is probably going to be lucky to be pushing 160 to the flywheel. I'm going to work on the carburetor a bit and see if I can't tweak some. But other than that, I'm not hardly even going to touch it. I got my spacer underneath that 2-barrel Holley. And other than that, I'm leaving this one just exactly the way it is. Key being that I told him if he can keep this one together, I said we'll build him a motor that'll absolutely knock his socks off. So, I guess while I'm here, I just want to kind of go over some of the projects that I've got for this summer. And basically we got to finish up Roman's devil bike here. This thing is an absolute mean son of a gun. And yeah, you ought to hear it. That's what it's got for pipes. No baffles, nothing, out of this 850 4-cylinder. And we got to get this Sears Roebuck garden tractor running, and all it needs is points. And then I got all my parts over here for my 390 that's got to go in the 68. Gets pulled out of my 61, and the 61 gets scrapped. And the cam and the headers that you've seen up on the wall. I've got another tank to finish painting, and actually Roman will probably be out for that. And what do we have next? We've got jets to get put in my bike, and we got to get some work done on EJ and Amanda's bike and make sure it's all ready to go on the road. And then we've got, let me think now. What else do we have? Points to put in the snowmobile, and then I got to do some snowmobile videos for those of you that asked for them. All kinds of good stuff there. And then this winter, hopefully we'll get enough snow where we can get some riding done. I got to get that seat recovered too. Then we've got, let's see, what else? Well, we've got the other dump truck coming out here. So we got to get the box installed on that, or we might put a feeder box on it. Haven't really decided yet. We got dual exhaust that we got to put on this Bronco, the 400 Bronco that I just picked up from Roman, just traded to him. And here's the dual exhaust that goes on it, right there. These MagnaFlows, they sound good. I got the Ranger project. And the Ranger will be converted to 4-wheel drive with a 4-liter and a manual transmission. Should be pretty cool. and which means we got to get this Explorer stripped out and get all the drivetrain out of it. Then what do we have? Well, we got to get this pickup stripped out, drivetrain, and get it all put into this pickup. That's the 68. That's the 61. I was asked for a story about this pickup, but that's going to have to wait till Roman's out here, because there's a lot of stories that could be told about this thing, so we're just going to wait till he gets out here. And then at the same time, we'll explain what an FE motor is for the guy that asked me about that. We've got to get this pickup gutted out, clean out the drivetrain with the 6.9 diesel and the 4-speed, and the radiator and front clip has all got to go on Oscar, the work truck, because the front end of that thing's pretty mangled. Then of course the axles and everything will come out from underneath that. And of course we got musical motors to play with Charlie's pickup, so that's all good fun there. And we've got a head gasket and a slave cylinder for the clutch on this pickup, on the 58 Ford, the straight 6. What else do we got? Well, I was hoping to fire up that yellow 60 Ford this year, but that's not top priority just yet. I think it's just got a bent push rod, so that should be fairly easy, just a matter of me doing it. And we got the Allis Chalmers to work on. I want to have this running within the next 3-4 weeks or so. And of course we got to get these two wrecks out of here. Let's see, what else? Oh, the Bronco. Well, now it's Roman's Bronco, the Eddie. And this gets, we got to jerk the 180,000 mile 302 that's so God blasted tired out of this thing. And and in its place, we're going to put my built 302 that I have down in the shed. And the one that everybody keeps asking about over and over again, and we're going to get to it, the Model A. We got, I got to get this one wheel unseized, and I got to find some tires for it. I got to clean out the gas tank and fix the coolant leaks. I'm going to try and start it up for you guys here this week. Now I cannot guarantee that I'll have it pulled out of the weeds and the muck by then, but I'm gonna try. We'll see what happens. I'm shooting for this week. I didn't do it this weekend because I don't have any spare gas sitting around, and since there's so many leaks on the petcock and sediment bowl system, I couldn't keep gas in it, so I'm not putting in very much at a time. But for all of you that have been asking, we will get some more videos up of this, because everybody seems to want to see it. But we'll just have to get them up just as soon as we can, you know. We gotta get the work and everything done around here too, you know. I love making the videos, but I gotta make money too. And what else do we got? Well, we got the International, that International pickup that's got to get out here. And then aside from that, all the haying equipment and tune-ups and another nonsense that's got to slip in there along the way. And hopefully, sometime along the way here, I got to swap the starter off that other swather, and we'll fire up this swather for the first time in, well, let me think, about 3.5 years. We'll see if this thing with a Chrysler Slant 6 can prove me wrong about my Dodges. But we just got to fire it up long enough to get it moved over there where we can drop the header off for scrap, so it can get cut up for scrap, and then salvage the rest of it for parts for the other swather. And then as usual, there will be all kinds of different projects and fun stuff, you know, that comes up along the way that we got to do, and you just never know around here. Things can change from minute to minute or hour to hour. I could be doing one thing 1 minute and turn around and switch gears, run to town and do something the next. So you just never know, you know. We'll get some of these projects done. We got a lot of shop work to do, and there's a lot of good stuff coming up this summer. We got some paintball wars, riding the bikes and the ATVs, and just some general playing around. We like it.